Today on Drawbli?
We're looking at the art of Raul Urias.
Ooh.
Yes, this is super cool. Raul is a Mexico-based artist and illustrator who works in mediums that actually translate really well physically. He has a lot of prints, murals. He even has some apparel.
Ooh, okay, cool. I can't wait to see.
I think he's very popular, and we're going to see why.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I think I can already see why.
Yes.
The color choices are very distinct. I can see this artwork standing out very strongly and being very recognizable at the same time.
His style is very unique to any other artists we have looked at personally, and I have looked at a lot of his work now, and I'm really impressed by it. It's very, very cool. There's a lot of like thoughtful elements and detailed elements going on. You can tell he definitely, like, this work is meant to be printed on things. It's meant to be murals.
Okay.
It's distinctly chosen shapes and colors. Not like, there's nothing painterly about it, right? There's nothing about brush strokes or anything like that, but it is incredibly designed pieces.
Yes, it's very similar to, Illustrator art, where we're using shape design. So I love it. I got my start in art kind of playing around with Illustrator. So that's kind of where my small origins began many, many moons ago.
He's even done some artwork for the Google Doodle of the Day.
Oh, very cool.
Which I think is awesome, yeah.
That's awesome. I love this piece.
With these illustrator styles, I love how between, or at least in his choice, between every shift in color on like the face or anywhere else, there is a distinct line. And it's not like one of those brightly lit lines we see sometimes between a shadow and a midtone or something. It's just a line.
Yeah, and I think if I had to guess, this probably was created in Illustrator, just looking at that line and kind of like me mentally thinking about how it was created. I'm sure he probably also does some of this stuff traditionally as well, does he?
I believe we will see some line art that's, the base sketch that he then modifies apparently digitally.
Because I could see, someone getting their start physically with this style in a traditional manner and then discovering digital tools later and being like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, a really, really ripe area to combine talents.
Yeah, I also love all the different iconography they have going on with this like hawk, the Statue of Liberty. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on in every single one of these.
Oh yeah, they're super cool. And the color choices are very interesting. I love how saturated everything is and how carefully chosen these shapes are. Again, there's no shading. It's not that kind of style or work, which would really fry my brain to try to create something like that, because I'd be like, no, it must have like gradients and shadows that are airbrushed in, but no, we don't need that.
There kind of are shadows, I will say, though, with these, dark shapes, hinting at the brow and under the chin. So, you do get some of the form described to you. And here's an example where the shading is just a singular large kind of stair step between these two values.
Isn't this image incredible?
Oh, yeah.
And here's our obligatory cat, by the way.
Oh, very kind of an ugly cat. Very well done.
Yes.
Really, really cool. It looks skeletal, like its spine is sticking out.
I feel like there's a lot of symbolism here. The serpent that she's got in her hands. I mean, there's little components everywhere that I think I don't pick up on the symbolism of, but nonetheless, they all feel very, very intentionally placed.
Yeah, there's a lot of similar motifs as well. And here's that sketch that you were talking about.
Yeah,
that is
amazing.
Yeah, that is very cool and really fun to see how much detail and how exact a lot of this is. Clearly, if you look at like the curve of the snake, some of this stuff is being cleaned up later in digital and post, but that is like so cool to see the traditional work done there.
It's beautiful. I love the hatching too that he's chosen with like his straight lines to represent values. I think that's a very cool choice. It's just very appealing to look at. Like, of the two, to hang one in my home, I mean, I just love lines. I love pencil work. That's incredible, and it's so beautiful. But I just love like traditional...
Love a good line.
Yeah.
This is very trippy.
Yes.
It's like all these layerings of faces inside of faces, where the main shape is a head. You can kind of see the silhouette of that. And then within those shapes are heads, and within those heads are heads. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to design and image design and graphic design that I've never studied. So when I see it implemented at this skill level, I'm always just like, whoa, how do they know what to do? This is amazing.
Yeah, I love graphic elements, and anytime I can do stuff like that in my art, I am a big fan, obviously. Here we have Cruella de Vil, I believe.
I had to include this image because I was briefly obsessed with this movie when it came out.
Oh, really?
101 Dalmatians was always one of my favorite Disney movies growing up.
It's a good one.
And for whatever reason, I just loved this little fun Cruella de Vil movie. There was a song with it that Florence and the Machine had done.
Oh, that song's so good.
So of all the broad works I had to pick from this artist to choose from, of course I had to include this really cool
Of course. Yeah, okay. So every single one of these has a lot of like similar, birds, snakes, a lot of faces and silhouette, but each one is still very unique.
I feel like there's a lot that represents like Mexico's culture here. I'm not that familiar with Mexico's cultural motifs, but I do know that snakes and eagles definitely feature.
It's in the flag.
It's in the flag. So yeah, it's in the flag.
It's in the flag.
If I didn't already mention, by the way, this artist was recommended by YouTube commenter Stellar House.
Yes.
So another A+ recommendation.
Yeah. Another thing I see a lot, and even in this fan art, are a lot of the same shape designs with kind of these star shapes, like these explosive star shapes, and then these strips that end in kind of like this spiky pattern as well.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot of the same shape design in a lot of these areas as well, which is cool to see.
That is cool to see how their style comes out. Even in Buzz Lightyear's face here. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Such amazing choices here.
These colors, I love these colors so much. They definitely kind of feel within that Mexican vibe as well. Like I don't know if there's a name for this style of color palette where there are like some like Pantone colors,
That's
you
a
might
really
say.
good question, because we have seen this kind of coloring and this kind of palette in art in our lives before. I bet there is a name for it, and maybe somebody in our comments will know.
It feels almost like how would I describe, like the version of the color that like a child would say, like when a kid would say blue. It's like this bright, saturated, this is blue, this is orange, this is yellow,
Yeah.
It's like rudimentary colors almost.
Yeah, it is. But they play so well together.
Yeah. Obviously, I feel like calling it rudimentary is not correct, because obviously they work so well together.
No, and I think it takes a lot of talent and thought to be able to take a bunch of bright colors that all want to be the center of attention and have them play so well together.
Yeah, absolutely. And the color palettes between a lot of these images are exactly the same. Like, this is actually very different because of the hatching, which we haven't seen yet, but the base colors do appear to be the same.
Yeah, that same shade of blue and reddish orange and green, like it's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this. This is very cool. Love the hatching going on. I'm trying. I mean, this looks traditional, or at least the hatching looks like it was hand done by digital pencil or other means.
Yeah, I always like to include with these very like stylistic artists. I love seeing work from them, maybe before they entered into that distinct style or from around that time where they were just experimenting with something different. It's so fun to see like their different sides of them.
Yeah, 100%. This is, if I had to guess, a little older, because we're seeing like unique texture in the hair, whereas I think now, or at least in the other stuff we were looking at, it was more solid in terms of shape, or would include crazier color transitions.
Any one of these would be like an incredible mural. This one's super cool.
Yeah, every single one of these would, they look like they are designed to be on a wall of a large building outside.
Exactly. They really are. They're larger than life. They're bold. They're not little delicate pieces at all. They are meant to say, I am here and I look awesome.
Do you know who this is, Abby?
Isn't that RoboCop.
Oh, damn, it says it right there at the bottom. Darn. Abby, wait, well, one more time.
Isn't that the Terminator? I don't know.
Yes, it's the Termacop. Yes, that is RoboCop. Drawn in a really cool way with some crazy colors. I think that is a perfect image to send us on our way, seeing some fan art and really getting to see all the key components of such a cool art style.
And if you want to see key components, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
And this is the part where we say, Goomba.
Goomba.